One order must have been issued some time ago. From the sound of things, I would imagine Chaos has backup troops outside as well.
You hear that? Something's going down outside.
Stop. If that thing notices you, you're gonna be Swiss cheese. Don't move a muscle.
How did you know? How did you know that machine wouldn't come our way?
My gut.
Your gut's gonna be all over this vent if you're not more logical next time.
You told me I couldn't save the world. What did you mean?
You don't even know what the world is yet.
But I could still stop Eno.
Then why did you come with me?
I don't know. As I am now, I can't really do anything.
Yeah. You're human. A regular human. Which is why you don't always act logically. Quite some time ago, Sol went into the castle's food storage area. Broke in, to be more precise. Since I found the door in shambles. In any case, I came running when I heard the noise. He calls it a refrigerator, but as with all of the castle's facilities, it's spacious to the point of absurdity. Even finding someone in there is no simple task. In time, I found Sol in front of a wall of 5,000 liters of liquor. 84 varieties, all lined up and organized. Now, I can't judge the cost of alcohol by sight alone. But I did recognize the bottle he held in his hands. It was the same kind of cheap liquor you can find in nearly any restaurant. I told him he could have at least chosen something worth the cost of repairs to the door. How do you think he responded? There in this one.
Choosing.
That's right. He chose it not for its quality, but because it fits his tastes. You'll understand that, eventually. And a day will come when you find that contradiction beautiful. People have their necessary frivolities.
Necessary frivolities.
This is it.
He's on patrol. He'll be gone soon.
Thank God he didn't notice us.
So I wasn't just hearing things.
We're gonna be fine.
What do we do?
Stay completely still.
Oh, like that's logical.
What the?
Sure it is.
Ugh.
See?
All right, I found it.
Hurry it up. We can't stay here forever.
Don't rush me. Unlike you, when I say we're gonna be fine, I mean it.
Why's that?
This is a relic from an age gone by. I've heard it's more of a wiretap than a telephone.
Though most local civilians have been evacuated, we have confirmed that some have been left behind. We cannot yet speak to the number of losses. Meanwhile, police, civilians, and the military have joined together in a desperate attempt at saving lives.
President Gabriel, we're receiving a call on the emergency hotline.
Oh? Then why haven't you picked up?
Well, it's an unregistered number, sir, so frankly, there's no telling who might be calling.
What? Trace the call.
Yes, sir.
They picked up.
I don't know who you are, but this is a private line used strictly for matters of national security.
If you intend to keep it busy as some sort of childish prank, we reserve the right to take all necessary defensive measures. Within 5 seconds, we will have your location traced. Within 15 minutes, the tactical nuke should arrive.
If you feel any responsibility whatsoever for the poor souls within 3 kilometers of you, then don't ever call this number again.
What?
How'd it go?
They're gonna drop a nuke on us.
Huh?
Did you find them?
Yes, sir. But, the call came from the White House.
There's currently so much gunfire around the White House that it could safely be called a war zone. With no information regarding the dignitaries of each country inside, many are concerned for their safety.
Ugh.
The White House just contacted Zepp via the emergency hotline. They'll be sharing the call with major organizations from each country. The president is unharmed!
Fantastic.
My apologies, Vernon. Glad to hear you're all right.
For now, yes, but we don't have much time. I'm gonna tell you all I know, so listen carefully. I managed to get away, but the others are being held captive in the conference room. Someone's injured, too. If you can, please, send backup right away.
Do you know who's responsible?
Only his name. He calls himself Happy Chaos.
Happy?
He's after Oscar's tome. And to get it, he needs me to give him access to the PEOC.
How many troops does he have?
I can't say. They're everywhere and heavily armed.
That doesn't make sense. How would they get past security?
I don't want to admit it, but most likely.
The security officers were brainwashed.
Dickinson!
Echo Team and I saw it with our own eyes. I'm sure of it.
Do you understand what this means? In this complex alone, we have over 300 station officers.
It's not safe to stay here. The moment this call's done, we're going to try to escape. But we will need backup immediately.
Hold your horses. It's just as dangerous outside as in. Mr. President, I believe it would be wise for you to retreat to the PEOC until backup arrives.
Not a chance. We can't let Happy Chaos gain access to the PEOC. And you don't have to worry about me. I'm with Soul Bad Guy.
In that case, head to the parking lot from the West Wing. That should be your quickest and safest route out of there. That's where I'll pick you up.
See you there. Signing off now.
Send in the reinforcements.
So, what do you plan to do after this? Will you be reading that book in your jail cell? I can't say I've ever heard of a case in which a single criminal successfully overthrew a government.
Nor has the White House ever been taken over. There's a first time for everything.
I just find it a tad curious. You could have made your demands after launching the missiles. Why didn't you?
Do you have a name, O King of Illyria?
Daryl.
All right, Daryl. I'll indulge your question. I don't want to just make history, I want to make history fun. I want to write a script for reality and enjoy some authentic drama.
Haven't you had your fun already, then? Look at the state you have us in.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I take no joy in seeing people.
Semantics.
Not at all. A wax figure and a human being. At a glance, it's hard to tell the difference. But the two are entirely different, no? Let's say my goal was to create the strongest shield ever. How would I go about doing that? By creating the strongest sword. A sword justifies the existence of a shield. Humanity's always exhausted every possibility. That's the exact sort of drama I want to see.
What was the motive behind your initial goal, then? Without the sword, the shield would be unnecessary.
The motive? Sorry, to me the very idea of a motive is nonsense. 'Cause I'm a wax figure, you see.
This place seems safe enough. First, I'll take out the guys by the side entrance. I'm sure someone will notice the noise, but I'll deal with it. While I've got them distracted, you make for the exit as fast as you can.
Can we pull it off?
Brown bears don't give birth to pandas. If you believe in that, you can believe in me.
Then what will you do?
I've got unfinished business with Oscar.
I see. Thank you. You've been an immense help.
I'm not a handshake kind of guy.
This world is brimming with potential. So long as humans put in the effort, they can realize true greatness. Make it a reality. The miracles of non-fiction surpass even the most masterful works fiction writers can dream up. However, if some lady of the lake rose up out of the water and offered you any book in the world, no one would ask for a history book. That's because reality isn't very fun.
Can you truly say that a reality you're scripting is non-fiction?
Is a robbery happening on the other side of the world right now real to you? We all write the script of our own lives. Our reality is what's written on our own page, nothing more. The important thing is whether or not we can experience it for ourselves. I'm going to write the history books of the future. And 100 years from now, kids won't be falling asleep in class anymore.
Huh?
The sensors have picked up on a heat source within the White House. A heat source?
You have gotta be kidding me.
It's real.
What in God's name?
But how? This really is Project Tiernanog.
Burn it! Burn it! Tiernanog.
What in the world is that? Has anyone confirmed the President's escape?
We are continually bewildered as things develop at the scene. The government continues to remain silent, without so much as a word of official instruction to local residents. We received word that just before this chaos began, there were reports of a suspicious group sighted in the vicinity of the White House. Suffice it to say, the safety of the President and those inside the White House
this turn of events
remains
surprises
a mystery.
me.
During the war, there were military-industrial complexes the government didn't know about all over the world. And this White House here was built to shelter a small number of the villains who ran them. A Noah's Ark of their own.
Didn't think it was possible to get sent back to before the starting line. You got any more house rules I should know about?
I'm wondering the same thing.
Completely left our line of sight.
What about radar?
I've checked, but they seem to be using stealth magic.
So we have to rely on our own eyes. Set up anything that can fly. Don't let it out of our sight.
Secretary Goldfuss,
Second key.
you have any information on that aircraft?
Last time I checked, the White House couldn't fly.
So Emilio was right.
Do you know something?
I do. If you're going to pursue that thing, you'd better be careful. It's not exactly an airliner.
Secretary, one of our planes has visual contact.
It does.
This is Firefly 3, reporting in. Unable to establish communication with Evelyn. I'm going to attempt an in-air landing.
Yes, great.
Did it!
No, wait. Don't get too close.
What is that thing?
We've lost contact with Firefly 3.
Is this a nightmare?
How could he have known of Tir Nanog? More than that, how is he able to control it? Chaos has to be.
A call? Do we have reception now?
No. This is a magic signal intrusion. Only one person could pull this off. Right, Oscar?
True. Are you all right?
I wish. They got me locked down. I'm here with Vernon.
Good to hear. You rescued him, I presume? Keep him safe at all costs. If the enemy truly is after the tome, we cannot afford to let him have it.
There's something I gotta know. Can just about anybody read the tome?
They cannot. Only me. And Chaos.
You really want to know?
That man, Chaos. He's my teacher. History's first and strongest magic wielder. The original.
The original?
The man who introduced the world to magic? But...
The Gear Maker's teacher, the author of the Tome of Origin, the father of magic, and the savior who opened our minds and spearheaded mankind's revival when the world lost its science. Only one of you is telling the truth. Is it you, or these documents?
Neither. Back when I was the person you and Oscar knew, this and this weren't broken yet.
You sure that guy's your teacher?
His appearance and demeanor have changed considerably, but his aptitude for magic is undeniable.
Great. So we're headed for the worst-case scenario.
Headed for? Is that some kind of joke? How could things get any worse than they already are?
Chaos's goal is to make Eno complete.
Eno.
You thinking what I'm thinking? Chaos already has Eno's other half.
There's no way. My teacher would never do such a thing.
Fine. Then what do you think his next step is?
All right, I'll give it some thought. Meanwhile, please try to stay safe.
This wouldn't be a bad place to fight, but we don't have an escape route either. We might end up moving, depending on how things shake out.
I'll pray for your safety.
How much worse can this get?
Hey. Yeah? I can see what looks like an aircraft up ahead. Are we on the right route?
Let me confirm. This is TH-108. We have eyes on an unidentified aircraft. Requesting information. Over.
That's not right. There are no flight plans that should be overlapping with TH-108's route. We're not showing anything on radar either. Over.
This is the captain speaking. Respectfully, that's impossible. I can see it with my own two eyes. It's a massive aircraft. At this rate, we're at risk of impact. Requesting evasive assistance. Over.
That's odd. Is there any response from the TCAS or ADS after your vicinity?
Holy shit! It's the White House! The aircraft ahead of us is the White House!
Come again?
Taking evasive maneuvers!
Was that Air Force One?
The backup is on the way.
Good. The PWAB will be issued orders in cooperation with ZEP. Change your communication channel to 7.1 to confirm.
Confirmed.
Understood. Still, the Post-War Administration Bureau?
I get it, but right now those ex-assassins know more about the White House situation than we do. Save your complaints for later.
This is Milia Rage, director of the PWAB. Do any of you have a visual on the White House?
Naval Officer Dockin reporting. Gargoyle 3 is tracking their signal.
Thank you, Dockin. If that craft is armed, make sure it maintains a distance of 500 meters. The White House is a fortress. It's equipped with a system that detects aircraft transponders and automatically intercepts. Stand by outside of the effective range and avoid contact until further orders.
Roger that.
Now that we've located it, we face a new issue. We're unable to act until we make contact with the inside or it runs out of fuel and crashes. We need an aircraft that the White House cannot see.
I believe we could be of service on that front. No, it's not a suitable craft for hostages. And I can't guarantee it will make it in time.
It's better than sitting here twiddling our thumbs. Please send it.
Right away.
We'll work on what we can from our end. Plot the White House's route based on its current vector from Washington, D.C.
Chief of Staff Erica Bartholomew has given us access to their confidential files. With international cooperation, we will now proceed with our analysis of the black box. Hopefully we'll find a clue.
Here's hoping.
What's the damage report?
Initial reports say 48 police and soldier casualties. But that doesn't account for the numerous civilians caught up in all this.
Was this a political group? Some single ideologue?
Valeria tried to warn us. I downplayed the danger because Eno was in custody. These deaths are my responsibility.
I don't know who they are, but the enemy is in there. This is no time to beat yourself up.
We've worked together for a long time. I know you could do this on your own.
Only if blaming you for this made me twice as efficient. Listen, if working together for a long time builds trust, then there's no one you should trust more than yourself.
All right, time for our in-flight announcement. Greetings, passengers. Thank you for choosing Chaos Airlines. This is a direct flight to, well, let's not spoil the surprise. Allow me to explain the safety equipment on this vessel. In the event of decreased visibility, the lamps on your seats will blah, blah, blah. For emergency evacuation, feel free to fling yourself out of the vessel. You will be sent straight to heaven. Due to company policy, oxygen masks, life vests, and parachutes are not available. Our crew will attack passengers on sight. We ask that you run and hide if you hope to survive. In addition, their weapons are custom jobs. So, your immortality won't help you here. You'd be best off avoiding combat however you can. Oh, I almost forgot. Your time limit is... well, you'll find out soon enough. All right then, relax and enjoy the flight.
He's toying with us, screwing around like this.
What can we do? Would we be better off staying here?
Might be smarter than running around aimlessly.
Oh, oopsies. One last thing. Be on the lookout for our samurai. He can sense auras, so I wouldn't recommend waiting it out in your hiding places.
Samurai?
It can't be. Or I guess it could. So he made bullets out of your blade, huh?
Your technique is lacking. You rely too heavily on your immortality.
I get that a lot.
This won't do. You're too powerful.
A Nightless. So that old dandy isn't the only one.
Assault-type recon aircraft ready for launch.
Potemkin. This machine hasn't been flight tested yet. Our only testaments to its safety are simulations.
Then this will be its first test flight. You'd better record the data. Besides, I'm the only one who can pilot it anyway, right?
Godspeed.
Okay, starting tomorrow, I'm hitting the gym.
Planning to get jacked by the end of your term?
Yeah. I'd settle for not dragging you down right now. I want my weapon too. Let's head for the Oval Office.
Weapon? Vernon!
Huh?
What the?
So you...
This guy's gonna need some more fuel.
Mr. Secretary?
Yeah?
The White House is currently moving in a straight line. At this rate, it will be directly above Neo Phoenix in 10 minutes.
That's a major city.
If, God forbid, the White House were to crash land there, what kind of damage would we be looking at?
Given its size, and factoring in the likelihood of explosions and fire, it may well wipe out the entire city.
There's not enough time to issue an evacuation order.
All we can do is pray that...
Dickinson, given that we cannot confirm the President's safety, we may want to start thinking about passing the office onto the VP.
No need for that. We know that the President's in there. And so long as the tome stays out of the enemy's hands, we know that he's alive and kicking.
That's precisely why.
Pardon?
In the event that Chaos were to take a major city like Neo Phoenix hostage, do you think the President could make the decision to let them die?
Wait, you're not seriously. Are you suggesting we attack the White House?
That's one possibility.
The hell's wrong with you? Do you even realize what you're
The
saying?
White House is a residence of our President and government itself. Attacking it would be an assault on its staff, as well as the heroes and dignitaries of each country. I know exactly what I'm saying.
That makes your suggestion all the worse. Are you planning a coup d'etat?
If he gets his hands on that tome, you'll be wishing a coup was all we had to deal with. Though frankly, I'd rather have neither. However, if something terrible happens as a result of our hesitation, that would be negligence on our part.
Erica, he's got a point.
I know.
Oh, bitter. What do people like about this coffee stuff? You want the rest? Now this stuff's much more my speed.
I'm surprised. How did you know I was a coffee addict?
You just told me. You also just told me you're not a germaphobe.
What do you intend to do with the tome once you have it?
Jeez, people these days are always in such a rush to get answers. Think for yourself, for a change.
I don't like people who speak to an author as if they understand their work.
Well then. Right now, Eno is only half of herself. Oh, yeah, don't worry if you don't get it, that's just how it is. In order to get her other half back, we need the book's power. The end, that's all.
So that's what this is. You're trying to give Eno some sort of power. A power that will make her a greater threat than any missile. Don't drink cold coffee.
What's this? Are we fighting?
That's up to you.
Oh, interesting. What's on your mind, bud?
Let's make a deal.
A deal?
There should be an aircraft nearby, ready to save us. Seeing as we haven't yet been boarded, I presume that the White House has an interception system in place. I would like you to temporarily disarm that system and release me and the other hostages in this room.
And what do I get out of this?
Nothing.
Funny. I've never heard of a deal like that before.
There's a first time for everything. Sole bad guy is aboard this ship, which means you're going to lose. That's your fate.
I don't like that word. Fate.
That makes two of us. I don't believe in coincidences either. Sol has saved the world many times. So many times that it would seem statistically impossible. And yet, it's the truth. The record should be enough to convince you of that. Fate is simply the most appropriate word I could think of. It's clear he's going to come out on top yet again.
So I give up my hostages and whatever info on me you possess.
It's the only way to improve your fortune. The lives of a few hostages are worth very little when weighed against the threat to the entire world. If I were to sacrifice everyone here in order to put the smallest little crack in your plan, Sol would see that crack and smash right through it.
And what if I blow your head off right now?
You'll lose a hostage and some ammo. That's all.
Oh, you are good.
Confirming safe departure of the rescue craft. The Third King called us to confirm that the dignitaries of all countries except the United States are unharmed.
He released the hostages? What is Chaos thinking?
He really let us go.
We aren't the main characters in his play. But Chaos is only here to have fun.
Regardless, your quick thinking saved us. I'm deeply grateful.
I don't deserve your gratitude. I put everyone's lives at risk for my own goal.
Then what did you...
Chaos made a call from the ship, even though all transmissions were supposed to be restricted.
Yes, and?
I've been called the King of Groundwork. And I can't stand coffee.
It's so lonely in here. I should have kept Daryl at least. Yep, still bitter.
We've received a report from the Third King. It would seem that during his escape, he jacked the enemy's transmission device.
What? Is that true?
I wouldn't expect any less. He's a shrewd one.
Let's get our talking points together fast.
Do we have an analysis of the facilities?
The Pentagon and ZEP are working on it as we speak. Though they haven't fully analyzed the PEOC area or the steering system yet.
And the White House's route?
They've passed through Neo-Phoenix airspace without incident and are continuing in a straight line.
That's a relief.
It is odd, though. If it were me, I would make use of everything at my disposal. If the president can run away until they're out of fuel, that wouldn't benefit chaos.
But what if it would?
Chip?
Yo, Erica!
When did you...
Friend of yours? Hold on. Chip? As in president of the Eastern Chip Kingdom?
Officially speaking, no.
Don't sweat the small stuff. I came to vanquish a demon, but it looks like my target ran far out of my reach. So that transmission is our lifeline.
Dickinson, I promise I'll get him out of here shortly. But before I do, could you spare a minute to hear him out? Shouldn't take long.
I'm not making any deals with this chaos punk.
What do you mean?
Can you imagine what he's going to use the tome for?
I assume he'll be using it as a weapon somehow?
That's what someone with demands would do. Or a guy with a grudge. Either way, they'd have made a statement by now, right? So, the way I see it, no matter what it is Chaos wants, we can finish it up there.
How can you be so sure?
If the White House stays on this course, they'll eventually cross the border. Given your national responsibility and the whereabouts of the tome, you'll have to shoot it down first. So why hasn't this guy made any demands?
You think he wants us to blow him up?
I don't get it. Why would being shot down?
It gets rid of the guy protecting the book. Pretty convenient solution if you can't die.
He can't die.
Anji?
Forgive me for the sudden interruption. I'll save the introductions for another time. Truth is, I've been pursuing Chaos for many years. In the interest of time, I'll be direct. He is that man. Rather, that man was a title created because nobody knew where the blame really lay. But it applied to more than one person. The Gearmaker and one other. He's a monster who wreaked havoc during the Crusades by possessing people in his spirit form.
Tell everyone in there. They're on a time limit.
Was that a good idea? If he knows we no longer have hostages, the president may attempt to escape. Why not detach the PEOC now?
Why?
What do you mean, why? I don't understand you. Your plan is nothing but detours. For one thing, why am I able to question your actions like this?
You wouldn't be a good scriptwriter, you know that?
I see.
Oh, just one more thing, while you're here. You would make one hell of an actor. Ever see that play about the double agent? You look just like the leading man.
I see.
So why don't we make you a triple agent?
Any chance there's another route?
Could we use that?
You sure?
He's the tallest president we've ever had.
Where to next? Left or right?
Right, but... down is faster. Here we are.
Are these... Huh, don't see that every day. Spiritus Type 48. A stupidly big battery with poor energy conversion efficiency.
If we set all these off, we could blow chaos away, along with the whole damn White House.
I just removed the limiter. Now this alone could take out the White House. If I did it for all of them, we could destroy half the globe.
How dangerous are these things?
The more zeal they use, the more they can sell them for. Doesn't make them perform any better, though. Arms dealers are a tricky bunch.
I had a bad habit of breaking promises with my daughter to focus on work. You wouldn't believe how mad that little girl got. Wasn't afraid to cuss me out over it, too. Where'd she learn that kind of language, I wonder? I swear, my wife would have fainted if she lived to hear it. But last time I flaked, she sent me a letter. Good luck with work, it said. To be honest, it was a relief. I knew my little girl was just trying to be thoughtful, but even so, it felt like a weight off my shoulders. Great. That's one fight I don't need to have, I thought. But now, I wish we could have had that talk, even if it was just a fight. Why did I become president? What did I want to protect?
Sometimes you tear apart your house looking for your keys, only for someone else to find them in a second. That ever happen to you? And sure, they might get annoyed or make fun of you. But no matter how things ended up, everyone involved can clearly see that you were giving everything you had. Even if your ideal future had wheels attached, all you could do would be to push or pull it.
No way. Are you trying to cheer me up? Gearmaker?
Frederick?
Did you make this call?
No, it seems to be some sort of special open channel.
Is the president there?
Dickinson.
Oh, thank God you're safe.
How did you restore the communication lines?
That's not important right now. First, I have some good news. Thanks to the Third King.
Really?
Wily bastard.
But please, Mr. President, tell us how you're doing.
Our pursuers have gotten aggressive. It's getting difficult to stay hidden.
I see. All right. Please listen closely to what I'm about to say. The White House is currently en route to the border of Old Mexico.
What?
Right now, the White House is essentially a flying bomb. I've got no doubt that it'll be shot down if it enters a neighboring country's airspace. Not only will we lose the symbol of our country, but we'll have no control over who ends up with the tome. We need to shoot down the White House ourselves before that happens.
How much time do we have?
At its current speed, about 50 minutes.
He's written the hell out of this script. Knowing what we know, we can either surrender or destroy the PEOC after it's been shot down. Either way, Chaos comes out on top.
Did you know about him being immortal, Saul?
Yep.
Spares me an explanation. Even if you run into Chaos, do not engage.